Okay. Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this. That's not what I wanted to say. Well, hello there, people of the internet, and hello again. I'm TheMBmulti. Welcome to... Yeah, the reason why I said, oh, fuck at the beginning is because I forgot which episode this is. But I'm guessing this is episode 27? Don't quote me on that. You will have seen the title already, so it's fine. But that oh fuck sounded so much like that meme I had to complete it. Anyway, in the previous episode we finished the game on Yuri's route, and today we are off on Natsuki's route. And after that we are on to Monika's route finally, but yeah, let's skip this. I got a chance to get to know Natsuki a little bit better as we prepared for the festival. I fondly recall back to last Sunday, where we spent the afternoon baking the cupcakes. A smile comes across my face as I remember the icing incident. Alright? Especially since I was able to spend it with Natsuki. She wouldn't let me out of her sight for some reason. Alright, and then the rest we can skip. Obviously, I'm not reading everything all over again. Oh yeah, now we've chosen Natsuki's route. She's the first to speak up. Hey, Monika. Monika turns her full attention to Natsuki. Natsuki audibly gulps, but surprisingly keeps going with what she wants to say. Listen, it's not your fault that we couldn't get anyone new. Monika closes her eyes, seemingly trying to fight back tears. We did everything we could to make the event great for everyone. And to be honest, I kind of had fun preparing for the festival. Natsuki shoots me a quick side glance. I know exactly what she's referring to. Yeah, Natsuki and I had a really good time together. We baked together and we even look over at Sayuri and see her staring me down in with a sort of sad look in her eye. I can't say it, not after I shut her down on Sunday. Even, I can feel my face burning up as a deep sense of extreme guilt washes over me. It leaves me tongue twisted and I don't know what else to say without upsetting Sayuri. Saving me from further embarrassment, Yuri is next to speak up. Yes, I guess I did have fun making the banner. It was also the first time I got to share my aromatherapy with anyone too. Sayuri turns her attention back to Monika. Monika, Natsuki and Yuri are right. There's nothing we could have changed. We made the event as fun as we could, and even though no one joined, that's not so bad. We still get to hang out and have fun, just like we always have. Finally, it's my turn to speak up. Yeah, okay, and then this is the same again. Alright, well then I should be hanging out with Natsuki. Let's see what Natsuki is up to. In the closet. Of course we hear this one. For a second there I was... Okay, I thought I accidentally turned the microphone volume down. I did that before in one of my Doom episodes. And I only realized it while I was editing, like, why is my voice so quiet all of a sudden? But I bumped the... There's like an adjust volume thing at the bottom of the microphone. And I bumped into it and I shoved it towards quieter, you know? But I was always expecting... that, what's that soundtrack called? That strawberry and mint soundtrack? I don't know what it's called. Something with strawberries. From Doki Doki Plus. But this mod, of course, came out way before Doki Doki Plus came out. I hear her utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. Ugh! I swear, if Monika cleans this closet one more time, I will... Why can't she never put it back on the right spot? In the right spot. I think I can reach that. Hey, Natsuki. Ah! In Natsuki's miserable attempt to reach the top box, she ended up knocking down several books lined up on the lower shelves. Mark, don't sneak up on me like that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you like that. I didn't think you were that jumpy. I barely managed to contain my laughter. That it only makes Natsuki shoot me an irritated look. What were you trying to do anyway? I'm trying to get the top box that has my manga. See, the one with the stickers on it? I look up to see the box Natsuki's referring to. Jeez, how many rainbow stickers does one girl need? You know, you could have just asked me to get it for you. I'm way taller than... Baka! I can do it myself! Wait, could you get me a chair that I can stand on? You mean that swivel chair? Yeah, why? Remember the last time you got on that chair? I wasn't being careful enough. I'll be more careful this time. Yeah, I'd rather not have you fall on me again. Let me get something else this time. I start to walk towards the front of the room, where there is a sturdier chair that we can use. Right before I can step out of the closet, NATSUKI grabs my arm. You didn't seem to mind when we got close last Sunday. I stopped dead in my tracks. I feel the blood start to rush to my face. I turn around to face NATSUKI, who has a teasing look on her face. That's only because you weren't calling me gross. NATSUKI's expression drops back to his signature pout. You're impossible. Me? Excuse me, NATSUKI. The only impossible one is you out here. I can easily get along with, or like whatever, with Yuri and Sayori. Monika is a bit of a question mark because she has to act normally, and then I can deal with Monika too and be around her normally as well. But the only person I cannot be around normally is you. So the only one that's impossible in this fucking club is you, NATSUKI. So, excuse me. Now that makes just one of us, and that's this girl with pink hair. NATSUKI and I gaze at each other before we realize how close our faces have gotten. NATSUKI suddenly lets go of my arm. Go get the chair, you dummy. Yes, your highness. I nonchalantly walk to the front of the room to retrieve the small chair. When I return with the chair, I see her defeated face. You know, I didn't mean that in an insulting way, right? I knew that, of course. What, were you afraid of offending poor little me? You don't want me to answer that, NATSUKI. I don't know how I can honestly answer that. Haha. You make it too easy sometimes, Mark. Yeah. Just get the fucking box, okay? NATSUKI places the chair before the shelf and steps onto it. She reaches her arms out as far as she can, but she still can't reach the top shelf. Oh, just let me get it already. Defeated again, NATSUKI reluctantly steps off and crosses her arms. I easily grab the box without the assistance of the chair. How tiny is NATSUKI, even? Or how tall am I? Or how tall is that bookshelf? Well, if the bookshelf is tall, that must also mean that I'm tall, but whatever. Well, was that so hard? Oh, come on, I almost had it. Shut up, NATSUKI. I'm listening to my favorite soundtrack. I wasn't even allowed to write any poems in this game, in this mod so far. So I have to savor the moment when I hear Dreams of Love and Literature. NATSUKI turns her attention to her box and begins searching through it. Got you now! He takes a manga book out of the box. The manga has a big 12 on the top right. This one is the absolute best in the series. You should totally read this. Well, I'm only up to volume 3. Are you telling me I have to wait for it to get really good? I mean, there's lots of good moments between those two. I just happen to think that volume 12 has some of the best writing in the whole series. Well, if you want to prove me right, we better get finished with volume 3 as soon as we can. Oh, hi Yuri. Hey Mark. We turn around to unexpectedly see Yuri standing behind us. Oh, hey Yuri, I didn't see you there. Mark, could you come with me for a second? No, he can't. I was just going to start reading with him. That automatically would make, when she responds for me, that automatically makes me just want to go with Yuri. Like, sure Yuri, I'll read that tomorrow or something. Shut down. Let's go Yuri. Screw this noise. Can't you wait? I really need to ask him something important, NATSUKI. You can afford to wait reading with him for at least a minute. Natsuki and I are caught off guard by Yuri's assertiveness. It's very different from how she is normally. Natsuki can't even come up with anything to say back. The only thing coming out of her mouth is a big sigh. I promise I won't take long. See, I mean, even if... I guess Natsuki automatically assumes that Yuri wants to steal me away from her. Or whatever. And, you know, this being Doki Doki Literature Club, she is kind of correct in assuming that. But, you know, in real life, of course, that wouldn't automatically mean that she would be stealing me away from her. Or attempting to, whatever. So, like, just relax. It's only just a little bit. She literally said, I need him for just a bit. Like, fucking relax, Natsuki. Yuri drags me away from Natsuki without me having the chance to say anything. So, Mark, how are you doing this afternoon? Oh, I'm doing alright. What about you? I'm doing great. Just got done finishing this chapter in my book, and I was wondering if you'd like to maybe read it together sometime. Her confidence falls apart. She's no longer meeting my eyes as her face heats up with embarrassment. She dragged me away from Natsuki for this? Well, I don't get the chance to talk with Yuri much. I guess she must be feeling left out that she hasn't talked to me for some reason. I guess it's up to me to try to save Yuri from her own embarrassment. Yeah, sure, I'd love to do some reading with you. Right now? Her voice rings with excitement. Whoa, where did this excitement come from, Yuri? I don't know if we have the time... If we have the time for right now, but maybe tomorrow we... But you're not doing anything right now, are you? Yeah, this is just a copy of what Yuri said that one time, but Yuri should know that I was actually about to do something, but okay. Well, she does have a point there, but I must admit it's a surprise to see her being this forward. She really didn't need to drag me away from Natsuki, and I really feel like I should check on Sayori. Look over and see Sayori staring off into nothing. She has a rather somber expression on her face. I'm gonna see how Sayori is. We can read another time, okay? Yuri gives me a dejected look. It's fine, Mark. I won't take up any more of your time. I see Yuri's face turn bright red as she swiftly turns around and heads back to her desk. I sigh to myself. Man, what's with me today? First I offended Sayori and now Yuri's upset with me. Can I hope that this time things go better with Sayori? Hey Sayori! Oh hey Mark! Sayori puts on a usual cheerful grin, but something about it just seems off. What's up? I take a seat right next to her. Oh, same old. She smiles sadly at me. Sayori? She must be having her rain clouds again. I gently place my hand on her shoulder. You know that if anything's bothering you, you can talk to me. I'm here for you, Sayori. I hate to see you like this, and I know I don't want... wow. And I know you don't want to have those rain clouds over your head all the time. I can hear Sayori start to sniffle. And if I've said or done anything lately that has put you in this state of mind right now, I want to let you know that I'm deeply, deeply sorry. I never want to hurt you, or... Nothing has really changed between us, right? I mean, I want to think so. It's kind of funny, Mark. I don't take your meaning. I selfishly thought that if I tried putting all my time, energy and effort into making you happy... I don't know, I thought that you would love me back. I feel my heart sinking like a stone in the ocean as Sayori chokes those words out. But I never was the one you wanted, was I? If I wasn't such a mess, you'd still be spending time with Natsuki, wouldn't you? I can see why you like her so much. No, not Natsuki. Maybe Yuri, but that should still not take away from me spending time with you either, Sayori. You deserve to have someone like her in your life. I shouldn't be trying to keep you from her. Maybe I should have come to Sayori sooner. She's clearly been doing this for a while now. Bottling this up for a while now. Just the way you seem to be enjoying yourself over there with Natsuki. And I've ruined it for you. I'm a terrible friend. You should just move on from me. No, Sayori, don't say that. Sayori hugs me tightly. I put my arms around her and close my eyes. I can feel my heartbeat start in sync with Sayori's. I feel the warmth of her body radiate onto me. You spending time with Natsuki isn't going to make me forget about you, Sayori. I'm just trying to figure out everything just as much as you are. I should have come to you sooner, I'm sorry. Here Sayori sniffles as she works to prevent herself from breaking down and sobbing. We're like this for some time before Monika calls the group to attention. Okay, okay everyone, poem time. Oh yay, poem time! Sayori forces the biggest smile humanly possible. That's gotta be the fakest reaction from Sayori I've ever seen. I just sigh to myself and walk over to my bag to retrieve my poem. I proceed to exchange my poem with the rest of the club members, who all seem to genuinely like it. Unsurprisingly, Yuri came to me first, excited for us to exchange poems. Despite the rather interesting exchange that I had with her earlier, she tries to act as if it didn't happen, and gives me useful feedback. Yuri's poem was in her usual style of being deep and sophisticated, but it was unusually depressing for what she usually writes about. Through her best interpretation of her poem, it seemed like it was about a struggle for attention, love and acceptance. During my time with Yuri, I couldn't help but notice that she seemed unusually unfocused, as if her mind is elsewhere. Though it was likely out of guilt for being angry when I was around her today. While sharing my poem with Monika, I could tell that the festival was still in her mind, but she seemed to have more or less moved on from it. Monika complimented me on how far I've come as a writer, and noted that, how my style was becoming more and more like Natsuki's. Something which she teased me a little about, because of course she does. Monika's poem was in her usual freeform and abstract style. I didn't really understand the meaning behind it as usual, but from my best interpretation of the poem, it had something to do with second chances and new opportunities. Monika and I then got into a bit of a philosophical discussion about how we should never give up and take away opportunities when they present themselves. It was relatively inspiring actually. Sayori's reaction is about what I expected. She said that it's really good and gives me some of her usual encouragement. Though I could tell that she was really forcing a smile. I can't tell if it's her rain clouds acting up or if she's still getting over the rejection. I could definitely tell she was still emotionally conflicted when I read her poem. It was about two friends, a boy and a girl, who had known each other for a long time. Yeah, how on the nose can it be? When the girl finally confessed her feelings to the boy at his house, the boy hesitantly rejected her and walked back into his house, but oddly enough left the door open. Reading Sayori's poem really made me feel guilty about what happened last Sunday. I just hope we can put what happened behind us. Natsuki actually approached me first this time, seemingly genuinely excited for us to exchange poems. She, of course, gave some advice as usual, but it came off more as her just complimenting my work. Natsuki's poem was in her trademark style of being short, sweet and to the point. It was about someone finding happiness by spending time with the person they love the most. Like how on the nose? The hell? I mean, of course I'm not reading the actual poems, I'm just getting the meaning out of it. But you know, in Blue Skies I actually had to read the actual poem. I mean, the beginning of the game was the same, but you got different poems later on. And you still had to, you had to get the meaning out of it yourself. I mean, the message was still as on the point as this, but here I'm just getting the message and I don't actually have to extract it from the poem itself, so it feels even more on the nose than it already is. Our talks of poems quickly shifted to catching up with each other to see how we've been since the festival. During our conversation, we at times struggled to maintain eye contact with each other. It was clear what happened last Sunday at the time that we spent during the festival was very much on our minds. I've always enjoyed being around Natsuki. No. just no. I like being around anyone else. Even Monika. Mostly Yuri. Very extremely closely followed by Sayori. And then a big gap to Monika. And then there's a ridiculous fucking Mariana Trench cavern to Natsuki. But okay. As in one-on-one. In group dynamic it's okay, but one-on-one, just no. Just being around her always seems to spark something in me. Yeah, even annoyance. Annoyance and irritation, that's what it sparks in me. I don't know what it is. I just mentioned it. But she's always fun to be around. She's funny, passionate, a little hot-headed, but she's incredibly cute. Debatable, and I always get lost looking into her beautiful pink eyes. Isn't pink eye where you get, like, where someone farts in your face or something? Whatever. If things can always be like this, I could die happy. No, please no. I mean, I am on, even though I am on Natsuki's route, still, doesn't change the way I feel about her. I really need to figure out things between me and Sayori. Given everything she's gone through lately, and how I've probably been making things worse. I should probably convince her to get professional help, though I don't know if she'll listen to me now. On the bright side, I really think I'm getting better at understanding Natsuki. For starters, she didn't tease me as much as she usually does. I wonder if it's because of that Sunday where she showed me how to bake those cupcakes. I think back to those 2 times where we almost something. I get butterflies in my stomach just thinking, why is this guy so incredibly romantic about Sayori? I can't remember reading any of this when I was on either Yuri's or Sayori's route. Could just be me forgetting it. Actually, it most likely might be me forgetting it, but the hell. Like, at first I thought this mod was very heavily oriented towards Sayori, and now I'm reading this. I'm like, why is this guy so head over heels with Natsuki? Because he was having so many doubts with whether he should go with Yuri or Natsuki while I was on Yuri's route. Even though we had 0 interactions with Natsuki, but I'm kind of like reserving that because he also did that while I was on Sayori's route, but it was a little bit different, but that dynamic was different, so that makes sense. But if on this route there isn't the same amount of ridiculous out of the blue hesitation for either Sayori or Yuri, then I'm gonna be pissed off. Because when you have a mod that is supposed to be like an open book or whatever, like where you can choose your own path, because you can go on either Sayori's route or Natsuki's route or Yuri's route or Monika's route, then it's kind of weird that when the game or mod or whatever is supposed to be you make your choice, but then at the same time it is heavily directed towards a certain person, because that kind of contradicts the fact that it doesn't matter what you choose, because then it kind of feels like, oh, apparently it does matter what I choose, because apparently there's a lot more effort put into this one route, Which is what I also thought was a bit weird about Blue Skies, because for some reason Natsuki had 4 endings, and everybody else had 2 endings, like a good and a bad ending. But Sayori suddenly had 4 endings, like 2 mediocre endings, 1 terrible ending, and then 1 fantastic great ending. So like, why? But other than that, I didn't feel like the Blue Skies was heavily directed to a certain character. When I was on Yuri's route, I genuinely felt I was on Yuri's route, and they put a lot of effort into that, and you got a lot of cool events and stuff like that. And then when I was on Sayori's route, it was a bit shorter in my opinion, and not that many choices, but it also felt it was, I was on Sayori's route, so. But here, even on Yuri's route, I've kind of felt like this mod is a bit dedicated to Sayori, which, I mean, it's not too much of a problem because I like Sayori, but, if it was dedicated to Natsuki, then it would be a problem. Anyway, whatever. I think you get what I mean. I wonder if she really would go out with a guy like me. I hope so. I think she would. I'm really starting to like her more and more. Yeah, I really don't remember this guy being this head over heels with Yuri. I mean, with Sayori it's different because I already accepted the love confession, so we already were a couple. when I was on Sayori's route. So then I understand why this, you know, of course you're going to be a bit more close when you already are in a relationship compared to Yuri's route and Natsuki's route where you are just getting into a relationship. But with Yuri's route, all I remember was this guy also being like, also, I hope Yuri likes me the way I like her, but mostly it was just this guy trying to figure it out. But here he's completely like, you know, I started to like her more, like, oh, I'm starting to fall in love with her already. But with Yuri, he was very hesitant, I felt like. Or I could just be remembering it wrong. Need to rewatch some older episodes then. Just everything about her is so beautiful, with her bubblegum scented hair. Yeah, but with her it's like strawberry or bubblegum. With Yuri it's always lavender. It's always lavender. In Blue Skies it was lavender. It must have been lavender in the original game. And it was lavender in this game too. It's always lavender because there's no other purple color or no other thing that smells purple apparently. Oh, whoops, I skipped that. Her joyful smile that always seems to brighten up my day. When? When the hell does she smile? She very rarely smiles. She's almost always annoyed or angry. And those swirling pink eyes that always remind me of cotton candy. I'm just hoping that sooner or later I can get the courage to ask her out. I know that she's at the very least interested in me. Who knows, maybe she'll be the one that makes the first move. I find myself smiling at the thought of being with Natsuki. It would be a weird turn of events. Yes, especially for me, it would be a weird turn of events. At first, I thought she hated me and wanted to stay away from me as far as possible. Yeah, and that's why I stayed away from her, because, you know, what the fuck? I seriously don't understand why so many people can just look past her and like, oh, she's actually super cute, and like, oh, it's cute how angry she gets. Like, no. For me, that completely corrupts her entire personality. And then when in the end she comes out like, oh yeah, I didn't mean it like that. Like, yeah, that's too late. But now that I got to know her, it's like she can't let me out of her sight. As I drift off into sleep, I think to myself, life is a funny thing sometimes. It really is, says Monika. Yeah, there we go. It really is, isn't it? Alright, so beginning of the nightmare is the same. Whoa, we are upside down. I find myself back in the club room, only something's off. Maybe the fact that it is upside down. Why am I here? Why is that the very first thing that is weird? When you look at this image, how is the fact that it is nighttime? How is that the very first thing that you find weird about this image when you see this in front of you? Except for the, you know, like everything's upside down. We're standing on the ceiling. It's not mirrored. It's literally just upside down. But you know, like, why would it being nighttime be the first thing that that you notice? I look up. I look. What? I look up to up. I look up to see all the desks and chairs on the ceiling for some reason, arranged as they normally would be. Wait, why is everything on the ceiling? I look down to see that I'm actually on the ceiling. Everything is upside down. What the hell? I hesitantly take a step forward. The room shifts with me. Hey, Mark. I know that voice. It's coming from the closet. Come over here. I need your help with something. Natsuki? Come on, dummy. I don't have all day. Something's telling me that I shouldn't go over there. It's of course not. It's a nightmare. But I lose control of my body. The room shifts towards me every time I unwittingly take another step closer to the closet. Oh, now we are the right way up again. I stop just outside the closet. It's pitch black and I can't see anything. Natsuki? Are you in there? There's no response. Natsuki, are you there? The closet isn't that big, so it's not like there's much room for her to hide from me. I then see Natsuki's face emerge from the La-Latina. Natsuki? Oh, hi. Hey, you got that crazy look on your eyes, Yuri? Natsuki? Well, I say Yuri because Yuri usually does that, but this time it's Natsuki. There you are, Mark. She eerily smiles at me with a wicked look in her eyes. Every warning sign in my body is telling me to run away, but I can't move my legs, of course not. I wanted to show you something. A piece of paper floats over me and my arm outstretches and grabs it without my manual control. I wrote it just for you. Whoa! Okay. That's actually pretty cool. The effect, but holy crap. Yes? I need to click outside the poem, okay. Mark? Did you like it? I spent all day working on that. I know you just love my poems. Aren't they cute? They actually... Oh, your face is disappearing. They actually don't make any fucking sense. They pick an emotion to stick with. Though I can't be better than Monika, who actually has a family that feeds her. You like it, don't you? Kinda like how you like me. I know you like me, Mark. So why don't you play with me? I want to play with you. Play with me, Mark. Play with me. I'm so lonely. Love your smile. Hi! Yeah, I knew that you were gonna do that. I'm sorry. What did you all say? It all went by too quickly and I was a bit distracted by your face disappearing. Did you like it? I spent all day working on that. I know you just love my poems. Aren't they cute? They actually make fucking sense. Oh, they actually make fucking sense, unlike Yuri's. Shut up. Yuri's poems are better. Well, that's not... Well, yeah, some of your poems are good. I have to admit that, Natsuki, but I like Yuri's and Sayori's more. They pick an emotion to stick with, unlike Sayori's. Though I can't be better than Monika, who actually has a family that feeds her. You like it, don't you? I kind of like how you like me. I know you like me, Mark, so why don't you play with me? I want to play with you. Play with me there, Mark, play with me. I'm so lonely. I believe Yuri said that too. I open my eyes. I look around to see nothing but black empty space. Doing a quick self-check, I appear to be okay. What the hell? What the hell was that? Was that real? Excuse me. Well, the hiccups are real. No, this can't be. This is just a bad dream. I'm having a bad dream. You're lucky that this is a dream. This is what ultimately should have happened. But reality changed. And she lives. For now. You're putting me into a box by spending time with her. Do us both a favor. Stay away from Natsuki. Let her die. She's not worth it. Let her suffer. Let her die. Dot, dot, dot. End quotation.